Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business, and spend a little time talking about business plans. Businesses need to obviously have such to be on the grow, to know how to take their company to the next level. Sometimes they need them to get funding. They're extremely important, and I thought with the new year we'd focus on one of those fundamental building blocks in business. I've got Daniel Feiman, and he's with a company called BuildItBackwards.com. We're going to focus on that topic this morning. Welcome to the program, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Kevin. How are you?
Good, thank you. Tell us a little bit about Build It Backwards.
Well, people frequently stop when I get introduced and they ask about the name of the company. We actually name the company the same way we work. We literally start with your end in mind, your perfect horizon, your desired expectations, and from there build the plan backwards to today because it's much more efficient.
How old is your company?
We actually started it 18 years ago when I left commercial banking so that I could make a difference with my clients because I didn't feel I could while I was still a banker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's a kind of an interesting move because bankers are interesting animals.
Yes, they are. And it's a wonderful profession. It just reached a point where it wasn't right for me. This way I could go into companies, make a measurable difference within 30 days, and really teach them how to sustain that for the future.
I'm looking at your website, builditbackwards.com. Encourage the listener to do the same thing when they get a chance, not while you're driving. But I'm looking at the website, and it appears you do a lot of different things. Kind of give us a panoramic overview of your firm.
Well, what we do basically is we try to focus in three areas, Kevin. Strategy, finance, and process. Strategy is literally creating a plan for your future, and what we found, and I've written a number of things on this based on my experience over the years, most companies never get around to planning. We'll plan tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and if they plan, they rarely implement, and those are the two biggest challenges for companies. And most people are excellent at what they do, but they really don't understand finance to the level that they need to. So I take my banking background and help them really analyze where they have been financially and model where they should be going. And then we'll take it down to the tactical level and help them improve what they do through continuous process improvement.
Mm-hmm. What percentage of your business entails business plans?
Currently about 47%.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. How does that? How do you do that? Is that done like on a fee basis? We want you to build our plan, and you know how do you typically charge for that? Just out of curiosity.
We charge a fixed fee, and literally what we do is sit down with them, have a discussion, do a quick assessment of the organization, and then we'll facilitate. If someone wants to hire me to just write a plan and give it to them, that's just fine. We don't do that because I don't feel that works well for a company. So we go in and we work with the senior management team, with a few of the influencers, and we've got a proprietary model that I developed, and we actually put part of it in my last book, to really get down to what are their strengths, where do they need to go, what is their marketplace, how to leverage what they do. And so once we determine with them exactly where they want to go, we give them a simple fixed price. We set a timeline together, deliverables. They have homework. We give them all the forms. We walk them through the process. And we found that with every client we've done this with, they've improved their bottom line 200 to 500% within 6 months.
Mm-hmm. And so can you give us an idea of what a rate would be for the development of a business plan for a client? I know it's kind of hard, but where do they typically range?
They typically range anywhere from $10,000 to about $25,000 complete. And the reason for the range is it depends on the complexity of the company and the industry. We have worked with some single location, single product businesses. We've also worked with companies that have 12 different product lines, 3 different countries, 5 different facilities, and that obviously takes much more work to get everybody together.
Yeah, no question about it, no question about it. So tell me a little bit about some of the other big areas of influence for your company.
Well, one of the things that we do is try to train people to continue working after they've worked with us. In other words, to continue to improve. So about half of our practice is on the training side, whether we're training them in finance, training them in process improvement. And we've developed a proprietary model that works extremely well. We've tried to train everybody on this. It's called our PICMARE model, which stands for Assess, Plan, Communicate, Implement, Measure, Adjust, Improve, and Repeat. Mm-hmm. And we found that when we work with clients and they begin to adopt this, it's quite amazing how we can change the culture of a company, which is usually the biggest impediment to sustainable success, because people start to realize they can make a difference, not just at the top of the company, but throughout the entire organization.
Yeah.
And the model has worked extremely well because we're really, and I hate to use a common term today, but we're empowering all of the employees. And the single most common problem or question or complaint I've received from companies over the last 30 years when I talk to them is, nobody here communicates. We say we do, but we have terrible communication. So part of what we do during the strategic planning sessions is we hold a communication workshop, and we literally teach management from the top level all the way down and all the workers how to communicate better, more clearly.
Daniel, let me ask you, we got to wrap it up here pretty quick, but I do want to ask you, what is the typical size of your companies that you work with?
We generally work with companies from $5 to $100 million in revenue, because those are the ones that we can make the most immediate positive impact with and can really appreciate the benefit of what we bring.
Mm-hmm. So mainly in the mid-market range.
Yes, what some people call the small to medium-sized companies.
Yeah, very good. All right, Daniel Feiman, he's with a company called Build It Backwards. I encourage you to learn more about it at builditbackwards.com. That's builditbackwards.com. Hey, Daniel, thanks so much for your time today.
Absolutely, Kevin. Thanks for the opportunity.
When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.